When it comes to anti-dandruff shampoos, there's two big players. There's the Nizoral and the CeraVe 1%. I have really bad dandruff and I buy a lot of dandruff shampoo. So I finally really did a deep dive and tried to decide which one is best because I've kind of gone off and on between the two. There are a lot of similarities, there's some overlap in the ingredients, but there is a better solution for different needs. So it depends what your needs are. Let's start with the Nizoral. So this is the one that I prefer because of my type of dandruff. I have a very flaky, dry, scaly type of dermal dandruff that is just, it requires something a little bit more serious. The main ingredient that's in this, that is not in this, is ketoconazole. Ketoconazole is a ingredient that is a lot of the times in prescription dermatologist solutions. And when we're talking about dandruff, we're talking about skin. We're not talking about hair, really. So when you're thinking of shampoo, think dandruff. So we're looking for things that are going to actually work on the skin because that's where the dandruff is, right? So ketoconazole is something that works on the skin and it helps to really relieve those kind of things that are caused by like yeast and various different sorts of buildups that just aren't handled by CeraVe. CeraVe is an amazing anti-dandruff solution, and it's 1% parathion zinc. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. But that is the ingredient that's in that is not going to be in the Nizoral. And the big difference with this is it's much more gentle on the skin. So if you don't have as serious of dandruff, this is probably a better solution. If you have very serious dandruff, like me, this is the better solution. They're both great. They both do much better for me, I found, than the other options like Head and Shoulders. Both of them aren't going to leave your hair dry. Just make sure that you're using the right amounts of each, whichever one you go with. You can't really fix dandruff with more use if you use too much of either of them, but especially the Nizoral, it's actually going to end up drying out your scalp and hair and leading to redness and not helping the issue. So do use it as recommended. But if you have that really severe dandruff, I recommend trying the Nizoral and do them both consistently. Whichever one you go with, make sure that you do it consistently. If you're still having issues, then it's time to maybe go see a dermatologist. In terms of the smell, that's kind of just a preference thing. I actually kind of like the Nizoral smell better. They both leave my hair feeling great. They're free of dyes and all the irritants that you just don't want when you're having dandruff. But they both do the same thing in terms of addressing the skin and not the hair, because dandruff is a skin problem, not a hair problem. You can use a conditioner with either of them, and they both will work fine with color-treated hair. So if you have, hair tint or highlight, whatever it is, you can still use these. They don't leave your hair feeling dry unless you use too much. That's been my experience. But you can also use any conditioner you want. CeraVe does have a conditioner, and they also have a 2-in-1 anti-dandruff and conditioner, shampoo and conditioner thing, which is great. But I just like the shampoo. And then I'll use the conditioner if I feel like my hair is getting too dry or losing its texture. But this really, really, really helps. It helps with the flaking. It helps with the itching. If you're experiencing itching, Nizoral is going to be your option. It's the ketoconazole for me that really separates this one. That is just such a powerful ingredient that's typically reserved for going to a dermatologist. So it's not easy to find ketoconazole, and it is in Nizoral, and that's the big ingredient. So whichever you go with, now you know a little bit better. If you want something a little bit softer, CeraVe. If you want something a little bit more serious for the more flaky, scaly, itchy type of dandruff, go with the Nizoral.